Our weather is supposed to be like a high of 85 today, and going to be like in the mid 80s for the next couple of days, and then maybe some rain by Thursday. We'll see. Take this way here. Might as well. All right. Excuse you. Blow your nose on my shirt. How gross. You wouldn't like it if I blew my nose on you. Rename you Snot Rockets. Hey, Yvonne. Yeah, I can't complain. It was a crazy work week this week because there the lead was out, and of course yesterday was the day where everything went crazy. Didn't actually get out of here until about 10 o'clock, 10:30 last night. So, that's the way it works. It's nights like that, though, that give you the big paychecks so I can go buy rocks. Yeah, I decided you need to lose some weight, and I could either get a haircut or go on a diet. And getting a haircut was easier. Well, I still have the same routine, Yvonne. Eat, sleep, poop, and work. Guess that doesn't make me a cat, though, does it? Bite. Maybe I'll just be a trans cat. Yeah, Bite thinks he's in charge here, but I think deep down he knows he isn't. He wishes he was. Yeah, Bite tries to do that too, but he's not very successful. I get up when I want to get up. Hello, Gene. Starting to get wound up in here now. Plants in the front are looking good. Actually, plants in the back are looking good too. Tomatoes are getting to the point now where I'm starting to twist them around those little curly Q things. So everything's looking real good. Hopefully they'll keep going. Hey, Susan. Well, we'll have to give it a couple months now, see how things go, because that's what the issue is here at my house is you got to find something that can deal with the extremes. And a lot of the stuff didn't survive our little ice storm that we had a couple months ago. But we'll play it by ear. And like I said, every time we lose something, that just means, okay, that didn't work. Let's try something else. It's a journey, not a destination. I couldn't find any of that. I looked around. I even asked them, and they didn't have any. So I looked at the pictures you sent, though. It looks like a really cool plant. I don't know. I guess sometimes it's just what the nursery carries. But I think I got some fun stuff out there. We'll see what happens. A little variety, I like to kind of mix it up a little bit. There's something I got for the front yard. You remember in the first like few months I was in the house, I had to tunnel under the house and replace the sewer line. And one or two of the plants that were kind of in the area where they tunneled got lost. And I replaced them with something called a Texas lilac. and that has been a very successful plant. The two of them I have now are probably like 8 to 10 feet tall in front of the house. So they're really, really cool. It loses its leaves every winter, but it grows back bigger and better each year. So I like those. Halfway thinking about kind of ripping out everything that's kind of directly in front of the house and replacing it with a lot of those. I've tried the bluebells and oh, actually the blue bonnets. Is that what we're talking about, or bluebell, or is that something else? We tried blue bonnets, but I did it in an area where it didn't get enough sun. No, no magnolias on the lot. Yeah, blue bonnets are those purplish bluish flowers that grow wild in the summer, late spring, early summer. I don't think I've got, like I said, I got five big trees on the lot, and I don't think any of them is a dogwood. But there's probably only one place in the yard, actually maybe two places in the yard might work because blue bonnets are sun lovers. And so I've been sort of thinking that that might be some of the ground cover I do in the planter in the backyard when that comes along because the area that's going to get it, like I said, that was the area where the pool was, and they put that there because they get a lot of sun there. And I think that, and so the trees will do well there too. But I'm thinking, some blue bonnets at least in one of the quadrants. See how that looks. See if it works. Oh yeah, I go to Home Depot for their nursery all the time. Never tried online though. There's ways that I think online will never replace basic traditional brick and mortar stores. And that is, there's a lot of things where I like to get in there, look at it, hold it in my hand, and you can't do that online. Thank you, Danny. Welcome to the part. Welcome to the club here. I almost said welcome to the Partridge, like Danny Partridge. Yeah, that's funny. Unintended blooper there. Cleveland, one of my favorite bands, is out of Dayton. Yeah, the mall. There's one mall in town here too, and it's largely a ghost town. I go there every once in a while, and sometimes there's people in there, but a lot of the stores are empty, and it's clearly not doing well. One of the anchor stores went out recently. They lost Sears a while back, and Yeah, it's just malls are going to have to adapt or go under. That's just all there is to it. Hello, Gene. I've tried Lantana before, not had really good luck with it. I loved it because I remember it. The first time I'd ever seen it was when I went to Robo Lights with Jordan. There was a house kind of like kitty corner to Kenny's house that had a big corner lot that was like covered with lantana. It was brilliant yellow and oranges and reds. And I said, "Oh man, I'd love to get that." And I tried growing it in California, was never successful with it here. There, I tried it here, wasn't successful with it here. I'd love it, but it just doesn't. I can't make it grow here. The garden's getting big. The tomato plants are probably a good 10 inches tall now. Jalapeno and, well, yeah, the jalapeno and Anaheim peppers are all doing good. They're all probably about twice what their size was. I haven't lost any of them, so that's a good thing. We're going to start winding the tomato plants around the little trellis things here before too long, probably the next week or so. So yeah, garden in the back is going well. The stuff I planted in the front yard looks really nice. So we're on our way. It's spring. Yeah, I saw that about Tiger. Rolled over his SUV or something like that. No, I haven't really gotten any more feedback on the presentation, but we're going to move on to the next thing here pretty soon. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but when my boss gave me feedback on that, um, he says, we got other ideas. And I came back and I had like 10 ideas of things to do. And he said, yeah, those all sound good. So I don't know, this just might become a series. And I don't know, I might end up recutting this one video that I did as a presentation as a standalone video. That might work too. All I'd have to do is, I've already got most of the footage. So it'd just be a matter of a little B-roll footage for the back and coming up with a script. And I mean, I've got the script. It'd just be a matter of recording the script and then cutting it all together. So I don't know. That might happen at some point. We'll see. Yeah, me too. Just hanging around Sunday, talking to my laptop. It was just sort of a convergence of ideas because my boss has always thought to himself, you know what, I'm more of the visual learner, and I'm kind of the same way. And so, that's how that all evolved. Don't have any that are in the planning stages yet, but we're in kind of pre-production on a bunch of them. So I think it'll happen. This was the first week back from the shutdown, and so really didn't get a whole lot of time to talk about it. I would guess maybe in the upcoming weeks we'll get going on something else. That's the great man in black, Johnny Cash himself. It's my live at Folsom Prison shirt. Come on, you want to be scratched? You got to come over here. I want to be comfortable while I scratch you. All right, your choice. My sister's supposed to be here a week from tomorrow, and she'll be here on Monday, Tuesday, and then they'll bail out on Wednesday. I was a little bit worried about the weather. I still am a little bit because we got like a wet period coming in starting about Thursday morning, but it seems like it's already fizzling out because they were predicting rain for both next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And now they're saying sunny to partly cloudy those days. So hopefully, well, Flash's hibernation is based on what the temperature is. So when it's warm out, she's out and about. So yeah, I've seen her a few times last week. I know where she is right now. She's in one of her boxes. But yeah, she's out and about. When it's warm, it's not like when you think of bears or other animals that hibernate where they're asleep for 3 or 4 months. It's all based on temperature. So it isn't really the same as hibernation. Yeah, I think they actually call it torpor. When it gets too cold, her body just shuts down. I like Johnny Cash because he did some really great songs, but I also like him, kind of respect him because he did some really great covers from bands that you wouldn't think somebody like him would cover. He did a great cover of a Nine Inch Nails song, great cover of a Soundgarden song. He was one of a kind. And of course, some great bands covered him too. There's a great Wall of Voodoo cover of Ring of Fire that I think I almost like better than Johnny's version. Zoom in here a little bit. There we go. No word from Rhonda. She hasn't been active on the Facebook page either. I don't know. Sometimes people just go in and out of style. I used to have another moderator on the Facebook page named Jan, and she just kind of disappeared too. Yeah, I do too. I miss having her around. She carries so much of the conversation. It's so easy to do live streams when she's here because I don't even need to really be here. Yeah, but there's whole political movements out there that are about defending the rights of the wacko, unfortunately. Exactly, Gene. I'm glad somebody said it. If Donald Trump was the tyrant that the left seems to think he is, they wouldn't be protesting, and he would be taking care of them the same way Iran takes care of its protesters. He would be disappearing them. And this coming from the people who supported the dementia patient who was firing people because they refused to get jabbed with an experimental vaccine. I believe they're flying in, yes, which is interesting because my brother-in-law apparently doesn't like to fly, so that is supposedly quite an accomplishment. Yeah, I hope. I think they're flying into Austin. I don't think Austin is the one that's being hit that hard. We have a little regional airport, but if you really want to fly in direct from somewhere else, you got to fly to Austin or Dallas, DFW, or you can go to Love Field, which is also around Dallas. I like what Delta did, though. Delta took away the congresspersons and Senate's fast track thing that they got. They don't get to do it as long as TSA isn't getting paid. Right, Bite? You don't like to fly either, do you? You only had to fly once in your life, and it wasn't a lot of fun, was it? Yeah, I'm sure he and his sister were both in the cargo hold, and it would probably kind of freaked him out a little bit because I wanted to have them boarded together, and they wouldn't let them in the same carrier. They had to be on separate carriers. So I don't know how I don't know how separated they were, if they were aware of each other. They've always been together. But Bite and Nibble both made it, so that's good. I'm gonna go turn off the ceiling fan. It's draining out my eyes, everyone. There you go. You can watch. Yeah, that's kind of a creepy view. Huh? Maybe we'll just do this for the rest of the live stream. What do you think? Looking down on you. Yeah, that's sort of what I did too, because I drove to Texas with Jordan that first time I came here. Immediately when I got here, I flew back because I left Bite and Nibble in the house by themselves, and so I came back, picked them up, brought them over to LAX, and then dropped them off, got them all processed, and then flew out, and then got here, drove back to Waco, and then the next day went back to Dallas like at 10, 11 o'clock at night to pick them up from their flight. And yeah, a lot of traveling, a lot of driving that week. Oh, Bite's doing all right. He was here a few minutes ago. He's actually sitting there looking at me right now. at the side of the couch. I think he found a little piece of treat though, so he's chewing on that. I don't know. He may show up here a little bit. He tends to do that. Yeah, I don't remember what airline I flew. Yeah, there's Bite, our hero. I don't know. I don't know what travel plans I have. I was really hoping to do some during the maintenance interval at work, but it just didn't work out. It's like it's funny too when we were starting to build up to the maintenance interval. I and they were talking in meetings about okay, well we're going to do some training classes and stuff like that. I said, okay, if possible, can we put them either towards the beginning or the end of the maintenance interval, so that those of us that want to take advantage of the time off and do some traveling don't have like plop 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 right in the middle of the maintenance interval, a whole bunch of things that we have to do. And the boss said, yeah, yeah, we can do that. And then it didn't work out anyway. I didn't get to do any travel this time. Like I usually try and do that a little bit, um, but not this time. No, live streams are normal. I've always started my live streams at 11 a.m. Sundays, Texas time. So, no, same time as always. Same bat channel, same bat time. Yeah, daylight savings time kind of messed me up a couple of weeks ago too. So you may remember a couple of weeks ago, my live stream started about 20 minutes late. Come on, man. There's one stuck to my hand. It's glued to my hand with cat slobber. Gross. I got cat drool all over my hand. No, my sister's the days my sister's going to be off are my off days. So, well, it's going to depend on what the weather does. But I know they want to go visit the Magnolia Silos, and we'll probably hit the Dr. Pepper Museum and probably the Waco Mammoth Museum, and a little historical walk downtown. That's kind of fun, and we'll play it by ear. They're only going to be here, a couple days, so yeah, it's same time here, 11:40 a.m. here. Yeah, but you're in the future, Kathy. What's it like in the future? Is it great? No, it's like really early in the morning, I think, right now in Hawaii, like 5 or 6 in the morning, I think. I got that friend of mine, Matt, that lives in Hawaii. Like I said, I know I got my friend Matt lives in Hawaii. I visited him a few times, so I kind of get an idea what the time zone is. It's like 3 hours behind California time. Did you know that there's an island between a pair of islands between Alaska and Russia that are maybe 50 miles apart, but they're in different time zones and they're 23 hours apart. One of them's in yesterday and one of them's in tomorrow because the international date line goes right between them. Exactly, Gene. That's what they're called. Man, it's pretty far up the hill, but yeah, they did get some rain. It's 2 hours? Okay, I thought it was three, but you could be right. And it might be one of those things that depends on time of the year too. I don't know if Hawaii goes on and off daylight savings or not. Yeah, like anybody would want to walk from Alaska to Russia. Russia to Alaska, I could see that. I still don't really think I'd want to walk the distance. Seems like that would be a little much. Yeah, the NATO nations need to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. That's we can't allow a little country like Iran that's desperate to try and survive and hold on to hold the whole world hostage. That's crazy. Yeah, okay, so it depends on what time of year it is, and because I thought it seemed like it was 3 hours, but and maybe it is for half the year because California does go on and off daylight savings time. So does Texas. How did your time change 6 hours? I don't get that. Oh, okay, all right. You're 6 hours ahead of me. All right, I get it. I was thinking, okay, wait, daylight savings time, that usually switches 1 hour. I've never heard of it changing six. Yeah, I agree, Gene. It's time to get rid of the daylight savings time. It doesn't make any sense. Farmers are interested in taking advantage of maximum light, then get up a little earlier. I think a lot of Europe gets their oil from Middle East and from Russia. Hey, Darth. This was a crazy week at work because it's the first week back after maintenance interval. And so it's always a pain in the neck to get the machines going and running right. And, they're better, but we still got a lot of work on them. And sometimes I think better just to, to keep them running rather than stop, do the work on them, and then try and bring them up again. And then that is further complicated by the fact that the other lead in the department was out all week this week, so I had to take care of it all myself. I was joking with the boss, saying, "Okay, well, next maintenance interval, I'm taking the week after off." I mean, I probably won't. That's just not how I do things. But like I said, this time I was a little disappointed. I couldn't do the do a little road trip or something during the interval because there just weren't any that many days. It was like I work a day and then I have 2 days off and then it's another day and then 3 days off. It just doesn't work. If you're going to do it, you got to spend a couple days where you are. No, no new rocks yet. I'm going to the rock store today. I'll show you some of the stuff I'm looking at. Kara always sends me like little photos of the stuff that she thinks I'll be interested in. She's usually pretty good at picking out what I like here. So let me show you what I saw here. Got to pull the pictures up here. Okay, we'll cut to this here. So that was one of the ones that she was looking at for me, and I like that. Look at that. That thing's awesome looking. Let's see. Can I zoom in on that? I guess I can't. I guess I do it this way. Does this work? No, that's not going to work either. But that one looks really cool. Really crystally, really what they call druzy. And I saw that, and that looks really cool. Look at that. How pretty is that? Look at all those like sharp crystals on it. Another really cool geode, couple of geodes there. I like that one in the front. So I don't know. You might end up seeing some of those. I'm not sure about this one. I want to look at this one in person when I go, but that's kind of cool too. I think that's kind of a close up of the same thing. And see, that might be the thing that kind of gets my attention is the kind of look at the little shiny stuff in there. I don't know. I don't think that's gold, but one of the things I told her is I've been seeing like some quartz crystals recently online that supposedly have like gold mixed in because apparently quartz and gold are often together. And I kind of told her to keep an eye on that. So that might be what this is. I don't think so. It doesn't look like the right color for gold, but maybe she's kind of picking up on this a little bit and we'll see what happens. But definitely interested in seeing that. Ah, nuts. Facebook's a little funny sometimes with their buttons. Let's see, that's I think another picture of that. And that's kind of cool. Look at the little sharp pieces there. Looks like a fun. I at least want to see those. and then some carved stuff, little bowls and stuff like that. She's into that kind of stuff too. You know, a lot of the carved stuff. I'm not so much into carved stone, but I don't know. Still some fun stuff. So looking forward to going seeing that. It should end, John. I mean, I'll go this far. Gas prices, they have gone up quite a bit here in Texas, but they're still lower than they were 2 years ago. So, no, we haven't heard from Rhonda. I was thinking about going to the rock shop with my sister, but I don't think it's going to work out because the days that they're going to be here, the rock shop is closed. So, hey, Brian, how are you doing? Welcome to the party. New face here. Where are you from, Brian? What, for me? I don't know. I've tried eating these things. They aren't that tasty. Bite likes them better. And unfortunately, he's not here at the moment. Just his brush. Yeah, yeah. Bite gets treats every once in a while. Okay, well, welcome back then, Brian. Oh yeah, Bite loves his cat crack. California. Okay, I'm from California formerly. We're in California. Yeah, I think my sister probably would like the jewelry, but I don't think it's going to work out this time. Long Beach. I was born in Long Beach Memorial. That's a trip. I got all sorts of friends in Long Beach. I grew up in Garden Grove. Lived in Placentia for a while. halfway mark, and I barely touched my vodka. You have to pick it up. I got all that stuff planted last week, and I was out looking at it this morning. It's all doing well. It's all alive. Stuff in the backyard's doing really well. Yeah, well, basically, it's called Westminster chimes, and that's what Big Ben does, and that's what my grandfather clock does. And well, when I saw the word bong come up, I thought we were talking like, what do they call it, a water pipe? Something you smoke marijuana out of? Hey, go get the bong. It's like, wait, how does that fit in there? It's like, oh, they're talking about the clock. I mean, we're trying not to talk about bongs here. This is supposed to be a family channel. Yeah, no Bing, just bong. Bada bing, bada bong. No, it's the going prevailing wisdom is that it's vodka. I don't know. Texas can't seem to make up its mind what it wants to do weather-wise. It was really warm there for a few days, and then it went into the 50s for about 2 days. Now we're kind of going back up into the 80s, and then by midweek we're supposed to maybe have some rain coming in. So I don't know. The weather's going to do what the weather's going to do. The job is doing really well, Brian. Thank you. It was a crazy week this past week because the other lead was out, and we're coming back from maintenance intervals. So it was it was a little bit difficult, but and yesterday was a really really long day. I didn't get out of the office until about 10:30 at night. Yeah, I think we're 80s today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, and then it starts dropping on Wednesday, and by Thursday there's supposed to be rain, and then we're supposed to be in sort of a wet period for about a week. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be really embarrassing. I think if the police pulled you over and asked, "Okay, what's your name?" "Excuse me, ma'am, get out of the car." Well, I was sort of worried about that, John, because it looked like for a while that might happen. But I looked at the weather report today, and they're right now talking about maybe cool but no rain on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is when she's supposed to be here. So Jordan and I never really talked that much, like on the phone or anything, but we text back and forth when we need something. You might have seen that one that video he did recently about Ghosts of Lions. Uh, he contacted me a couple weeks ago to see if I had the cover, the album cover for that, because I'm kind of his archivist, and that was one I didn't have. So that cover he made, I guess, just recently, and he sent me a copy of that. So I added it to the archives. But yeah, that's how we kind of deal with with each other. We just kind of text back and forth when we got something to say. Haven't really done anything technical for him for a while, but that's all an option. I think what happens now is he's getting to the point where he can do a lot of the stuff himself. And so that's cool, but he still kind of depends on me for the archives. Yeah, Jordan's the last person you want to be accusing of not getting out much. Yeah, California was crazy when I left him 7 years ago. It's only gotten worse. You believe that? It's going to be 7 years. I left 7 years ago. I left California when we hit mid-May. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a. I mean, if you're, California's a good place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. If you're looking for nice weather, there's plenty of other places you can go for that. But even when I was there, like the homeless situation was crazy. Yeah, I agree. Avoid an HOA. I mean, the one I lived with wasn't too bad. Yeah, Mount Shasta is beautiful. I've been there. I don't know. I'll save the Graceland visits for other people. There can't be much new footage. I mean, Elvis has been dead for 40 years. Maybe footage nobody's ever seen. It's not like they went and was like, yeah, here's Elvis today. I think the first time I ever drove a boat was on Lake Superior in Minnesota, although it might have been Leech Lake. Yes, there were leeches in that lake. It was appropriately named. But there's leeches in just about every lake in Minnesota. Yes, I've been leeched onto by a leech in Leech Lake. Let's adjust the position here a little bit. Yeah, he was here at the beginning. He was here for about 20, 30 minutes at the beginning of the live stream. Come back to his room. I don't know. We might be able to coax him back out again, though. Let's see. Yeah, there he is. At very least, we attracted all your pets out. Hey, Spaniel Mom. No, nobody's heard from Rhonda in a while. Sorry, I don't deliver. And Uber Eats doesn't operate in the house. You're gonna have to come here if you want a treat. We only do pickup, no delivery. Hello, Sharon. Welcome to the group. I doubt Bite would let us Roomba get anywhere near him. There he is right there. Ask and you shall receive. I saw Flash this morning. She's in her box. She was out and about a little bit last weekend when it was warm before the cold front came in. And I suspect she'll be out again today. It was a little cold yesterday, a little cold the day before, so I'm sure she probably stayed in, but I bet she'll be out and about today. Happy Palm Sunday to you too, Gene. See you next week. I guess it'll be Easter next week. Yeah, sister arrives a week from tomorrow. So she'll be here for a couple of days. Hopefully the weather cooperates and hopefully we'll have some fun things to do. Probably be eating a lot. Yeah, I probably won't be making any Easter eggs for myself. Oh, I love deviled eggs. I gotta do a deviled eggs recipe sometime. Anyone have a good recipe? Is your recipe any good, Yvonne? Oh yeah, I'll do a live on Sunday, definitely. We'll be right here. Puffy paint, huh? Okay. What, my anniversary of vlogging? Has it been? Did we hit the anniversary? I don't know. Maybe. I didn't do any celebrating. Oh, when I moved, not planning anything. I mean, that's coming up in about mid-May. Going to the Rock and Mineral Show in early May. Love to do that. Yeah, it's been 7 years. I know, crazy, right? I just passed the 6 year mark on my anniversary at work. This summer will be the 6 year anniversary in the house. Doesn't seem like it's been 6 or 7 years though, does it? So much has happened in the last 7 years. Really drives home the point though. The best thing I could do is get out of California. What's a party goose or a patio goose? Or is that like a pet that you have in the backyard? I don't know. Never heard of that. No, I've never heard of that. I don't know. I don't know if that'd be the first thing I'd think of. I was getting pretty close to 40 hours a week, especially at the end. It was really slow going at the beginning. And what ended up happening is, I'd get maybe 1 day a week on the schedule. Uh, but I got to the point where people knew that if they wanted a day off, they made it really easy at Disney to trade shifts with people as long as they were qualified to do the job. And so I made it really, really easy for people to give me their shifts. And so very, very early on, I kind of got a reputation of, hey, you want a day off, Breck will probably take it from you. In fact, I had little business cards printed up that said, Breck wants your shift, and it would say, what my employee ID was and what shift and what day, and I just say give it to someone and say, yeah, I'll take this. You fill it out, and I'll work the shift. And I got a lot of shifts for that. I'd get scheduled one day a week, and I'd pick up 4 or 5 more days just by trading with other people. And then eventually, the way Disney works is if you go for 6 months straight and get more than a certain amount of hours each week, they move you to full time. When you go to full time, then you really start getting the hours because then they got to keep you at full time. And even then, it was a little bit difficult because a shift was 4.5 or 5 hours, and so even if I worked 6 days a week, that was 30 hours of work. So um, I had to work other things too to kind of augment my hours. And so I'd get 40 to 45 hours a week pretty easily, from that. But, it wasn't a lot of money. So that was one of the things that did it. And it just turned out to be something that wasn't going very well. So, oh, yeah, still using the graphics. I went back just to the still image rather than the video intro. But yeah, still using that. Getting some mileage from it. Yeah, well, ads are part of the experience, Yvonne, and they're set up to pop up about every 12 minutes, so that's how that works. Yeah, Adam was a good guy. He'll be missed. Yeah, I make a little bit of money from the ad revenue, including on playback. If anytime you see an ad, I get a little bit. I don't know how much I get from each ad play. Probably like a tenth of a penny or something like that. But whatever. I don't know. We just kind of talked about it. I wasn't vlogging at the time, so I hadn't really found my confidence. I didn't really say a whole lot, so it was mostly just Jordan and Adam and Jacob talking business. But it was kind of a trip to get to meet them all. I still have never seen a Jacob the Carpetbagger vlog, which is funny. I've met the guy, but I've never seen his stuff. Yeah, I know. It was shocking when he passed. I heard it from Jordan himself. He texted me one night and said that Adam was dead. I'd like to go visit Abbey Road. That little section there near where the crosswalk is. Abbey Road. That was my first Beatles album. I still got my Texas Storage Massacre shirt too. That was that one. That was when Jordan was having that company made, and I think we only made three of them. And you got one, I got one, and Jordan got one. Yeah, that was a big part of it, Kathy. He didn't eat very well. Oh, yours was a test print? Okay. I don't think Jordan would be in favor of that either. Jordan's not a fan of heights. I remember that time that Jordan did his Blazing Saddles video at Vasquez Rocks, and there was no way in the world Jordan was going to climb that thing. And even me, when I got to the top of that, it's like, on the one side, it was like just straight down. It made me a little uncomfortable. And I'm not really that uncomfortable but with heights, but Jordan would have hated that. Just absolutely hated that. Jordan referred to me as the star on top of the tree. But it's funny how often now that I've been to that place, it's funny how often you see it used in things. It's just kind of an iconic place. 12:45. I didn't know it was that slow. It's funny. My parents went to London once, and they brought me back a little thing that I have on my coffee table here. Let me show you. That's a working model of the Sky Wheel thing. Yeah, see, that's what they got me this little thing, and it spins and everything like that. I don't think it spins that fast when you do it, but that was kind of fun, kind of pretty. Yeah, one of those little knickknacks that you get every once in a while. My parents did a lot of traveling after they retired, and so I get some kind of fun souvenirs. Oh yeah, we get IEDs all over the place. Or I guess it's an AED, automatic external defibrillator. We got those at work. I learned how to use those at Disney because we had those all over the place there too. London Eye, okay, that's what it is. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I don't always use the right term here. Hey Jeff, there we go. How you doing, buddy? I have a healthy respect of heights, but not a fear of it. It's funny when I started working at Disney, that was one of the questions they asked me in the interview. Are you afraid of heights? I can't complain. Things are going all right. Yeah, it's not a good idea to have your weight bouncing around like that. I mean, mine bounces around a little bit, but I've kind of stabilized it a little bit also. What I found is I gain weight during the weekend and lose weight during the work week. and I'm just eating a little bit more for lunch now, and that kind of helps stabilize things a little bit. I guess when I'm working harder, it makes sense I should eat a little bit more. No, no rocks this week. I'm going today, so I got a couple things that Kara sent me pictures of. I'm looking forward to seeing in person. So I'll probably bring a few things home with me. Yeah, there's a couple nurseries. There's actually a chain of two, I guess. I'm only aware of two of them uh, that are kind of local nurseries here, as opposed to like going to Home Depot or something like that. And that's where I got all the plants. Basically, all the plants that I put in the yard this year from that place. I didn't get anything from Home Depot this year. Another tractor? Wow. You're gonna have to start a museum, Jeff. I don't think I've ever had an espresso. So yeah, when does a museum open, Jeff? It seems like every tractor you started with is a little rough at the beginning. Well, it's cool that you found a hobby that makes you happy like that. It's the same with me and rocks. I get a lot of joy when I pick up a new rock. Hey, Kenneth. Yeah, I love going out for a walk too. Due to the heat we have here, I like to actually go late at night. So it's not uncommon for me to be out walking around the neighborhood like 11 o'clock at night, just enjoying the kind of cool air. Yeah, it's especially nice when somebody gives it to you. Riding mower's working well. I had it out last weekend. I was trying to kind of clean up the yard a little bit for my sister's visit next week. One of the things you run into is all the leaves kind of fall off the trees here in the winter, and so you got to kind of pick that up. And I got that all to kind of taken care of, back in like December when they all fell, but a few more have fallen. What ends up happening is they fall off the neighbors' trees and then get blown into my yard. And so I wanted the yard to look nice and clean when my sister came. So, and of course, one of the trees in the backyard drops its leaves in like February and March. So there was a lot of leaves back there, and I tend to use the lawnmower as kind of a vacuum and vacuum all that stuff up because it'll just bag it, and that's really nice. It's a lot easier than the rake. What was that? Oh, Jeff just messaged me here. Let's see what Jeff said. Oh, that is pretty rough. Is that where it is now, or is that where it's been for like years and years? And I mean, actually, it doesn't really look that rough. Here, let me show you this. This is the picture Jeff just sent me. So I mean, I guess some of the stuff I've seen you take before is has been a little bit rougher than that. Almost just looks like it needs a paint job. I don't know. Does it run for 10 years? Okay. Well, I'm seeing your messages, Kenneth. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe people just aren't. I don't know. Oh, the motor's seized up. Yeah, you'll fix that. You'll have that thing spinning like a top in no time. A golden doodle. I've seen a few of those. Designer dogs. Yeah, I wish I was good with motors like that. His name is Toby, huh? All right. Yeah, it's cool when you can take something like that and bring it back to life. Like I said, I wish I had the ability to do something like that. I mean, I'm sure if I spent time with it, I could. I'm usually pretty good working with my hands. So I bet you if I would be too afraid to take it apart because I don't know enough about it. I need a dedicated shed for something like that. I do have hydrangeas in the backyard, and I've figured out how to keep those alive. Basically, you just cut them off at the ground in the winter. I put a plastic bucket over them when it snows or when we have ice, and they just bounce back every year. My hydrangeas are starting to look nice yet. Now they aren't flowering yet, but they will be. At some point. So yeah, I like hydrangeas. Well, that's why you need a museum, Jeff. I had hydrangeas in my yard in California. They did really well there. I had a little covered patio, you may remember, with a pond in it, and I had hydrangeas growing up in the garden there. It was one of those things that grew like crazy, and I just cut them off of the ground every year, and they came back every year. See, I think hydrangeas maybe they're sun lovers, but it's got to be diffused sun because the ones I had that did really well, they were actually under. Well, the patio cover had like a clear plexiglass roof, so it let like diffuse light through. And the garden area was the space between the wall of the patio cover and the perimeter fence. And what I did is had garden netting spread across there, so that got kind of diffused light too. And the hydrangeas love that. They did really well in that area. Yeah, yeah. Depending on the pH, the color of the flowers changes. You're right. Yeah, I think the hydrangeas I have kind of are blue. Yep, that was Big Ben. That tells you it's 1 o'clock. That tells us we're probably going to start winding down pretty quick. I got rock shopping to do, man. Thanks, Gene. Hey, I do too. You're probably thinking of an amethyst, Kenneth. You do kind of get to the point where you tune it out a little. I don't. For instance, I mean, sometimes I hear the clocks at night. It's also an indicator, especially on a work night. It allows me to kind of keep track of what the time is. It's like, oh, okay, it's 3 a.m. I got another hour and a half I can sleep. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. All right. Yeah, we're going to be getting up pretty quick. Yeah, Bite doesn't get to go outside, so there's no danger of that. Danger Tom Tom, huh? Yeah, Bite was out here a little earlier. He's usually here at the beginning of the live stream, but kind of goes and takes a nap as things go later. Comes out here for the pets, comes out here for the kitty treats, and then um, goes and sleeps it off, I guess, huh? See you, Darth. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you next time. We will be here next week on Easter, so tune in. Yeah, nap does sound really good right now, but like I said, I want to go. I want to go to the rock shop. So I don't know. We'll see what we do next week. Maybe we'll do something special. I don't know. Thanks for stopping in, Jeff. Good talking to you. I like your tractor. Like I said, you got to get a museum, dude. I don't know. It depends on what she has that catches my attention. There were a few things that she sent me pictures of earlier in the week that look really, really nice. So I hope they're still there. I always tell her, I like that one, but don't think that that means that, somebody else comes and wants to buy it from you right now. You have to save it for me. If I lose, and I'll get the next one. So, yeah, I consolidated my rocks recently. I've done that a couple times since I got them. And basically, what I did is I took the big ones, and they're all just kind of over there on top of the shelf right now, which leaves a lot of room for the smaller stuff on the individual shelves. So that works well for me. And ultimately, I'm going to have to do something more. Thanks, Yvonne. Yeah, I look forward to it. I love going to the rock shop. That's always my favorite part. Yeah, I'm getting there, John, unfortunately. Oh, hey, Breck. Yeah, you almost missed it here because we're about to wind down here. In here for the last second. I don't know. You got any questions before we pull the plug on this? Thanks for stopping in, Kenneth. It was good talking to you. Do we want to do Easter eggs? I don't know. I suppose we could do that. They're not terribly difficult. I bet you I could find an Easter egg kit. All right. Well, it sounds like we're all kind of winding down on this, so I'm going to pull the plug on this one. Had a good time today. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you next time on Easter Sunday. We'll definitely have some fun, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for stopping in, everyone. Good night.